Hey, what is up, folks? It is I, Will, with Exposing the IWC, and today we're talking about a lot, really, but not so much. I'm going to wrap this up. The hope is to wrap this stream up before we cross 90 minutes. We'll see where that goes. But we'll be talking about Tiffany Stratton. I made a tweet yesterday about when she should cash in her title, well, not her title, but her IW, her briefcase. We're discussing that. I'm mixing up different promotions right now. I'm talking about the IWGP belt. That's later on. We'll talk about that. But anyway, Tiffany Stratton, her briefcase, when is she cashing in that? If she should, when should it happen? Before Mania, after Mania, I'm talking about that. I'm breaking down the WWE ID program, the talent they've been signing so far, the ratio to men to women, what they're looking for, what do they care about, who they're going after, breaking that down. Also be talking about the Bloodline storyline. This past Friday, I thought it was interesting. I have notes on that damn promo between Sammy, Roman, and Solo, and my issues with it. We'll be discussing that. I'll also be talking a little bit about Joshi scene, talking about now I'm talking about the IWGP belt and how Mayu is going to be wrestling Tam Nakano now and not Izumi, which is causing the internet to have a fuss. We'll see if it's worth our time or if it's worth the anger, if it makes sense or not, or is Taro Okada just an asshole or an idiot? And also breaking down the new championship that's made for Noah, the GHC Women's Championship, first of its kind, first ever, won by Koki Amare. Breaking that down. Before that, we mostly focus on WWE and what's going on over there. Okay, but do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and a like, and yeah, we'll be breaking this down. I will not be talking for that long because usually I'll say, oh yeah, I'll break it down. We'll have the stream go for like an hour and a half, an hour, and I'll go on for like 2 hours. The goal for this stream is to go quicker, okay? So keep me on my toes, okay? Keep me alert because sometimes I'll ramble and go on. But for the sake of the stream, hour and a half tops. We'll see if I can pull it off. Will Raw get a mid-card belt for the women? Knowing Triple H, he'll probably won't do that. He's probably going to see how this one belt goes. He'll test it out, test the waters with the one belt. Probably the belt you're discussing is the U.S. title for the women, the new belt they put out on SmackDown. They'll probably have the one champion in the mid card for the women. They'll go back and forth on Raw and SmackDown, see how that goes. If it's successful, if it works well, they could add in another one once to bring in more NXT talent, but we'll see if that actually goes that route. The Tiffany tweet you did woke the shit out of the IWC. It sure did. We're going to be breaking that down. That's going to be the focus of the first part of the stream. 7 title defenses. Yeah, Mayu. Yeah, I'm breaking down Mayu's title reign and how I believe that title needs to be scrapped completely, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's just dive in. Okay, no wasting time. Let's start off with Tiffany. So I made a tweet as David broke down a second ago. Made a tweet about Tiffany. So if you don't know, on SmackDown this past Friday, we got a brand new beautiful belt that they introduced, okay, to the world. It's just basically just the women's version of the men's US title. It looks great. I mean, can't complain about that. We're not talking about Roman yet. We'll talk about this. Check it out. This is a nice looking belt, of course. Looks great. This is what we expected to see. So it was spoiled on Twitter by Russell Votes. They spoiled it. They are introducing a new title for the women, a mid-card belt. We've been discussing this for years. Like, we've been wanting this for years, and we're finally getting it, all right? This is going to be, as Michael Cole described it, women from Raw and SmackDown can both challenge for this belt. So I thought we were going to get 2 belts in the mid-card, one for Raw, one for SmackDown. Don't think that is the case, so I'm not going to complain right now, okay? At first, I was kind of annoyed, like, hey, why aren't we not getting 2 belts? Let's wait and see. Let's not complain about it, okay? They gave us a belt, okay? So let's take it for now, see how it goes, and we can complain about not having another one later on, okay? I'm just going to take the win. It's a W, take the W. The women get a mid-card belt. Looks great, okay? So they introduced this belt, and the talk is, who's going to win it, okay? Is it going to be Mia Yim? Is it going to be Chelsea Green? A lot of Chelsea Green fans out there. They want to see her with the belt. Different options, Dakota Kai, whatever. I thought about a different route. I said, you know what? It's possible that they're introducing this belt for the sake of Tiffany Stratton. So I tweeted something along the lines of, I have a gut feeling that the women's United States Championship belt is being introduced so Tiffany Stratton can cash in on it. Something along the lines of, maybe you have a match between, I'll make something up, Mia Yim and Chelsea Green, whatever. Two women are in the match, one-on-one for the title. Tiffany cashes in during the match. She wins, it becomes a triple threat, and she wins it. And our new reigning champion in the mid card is Tiffany Stratton. I had a feeling that might happen. I tweeted it out, and the IWC went crazy. And they had a fit, but this is stupid. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Yada yada yada. Right? Let me bring up some of these responses to this freaking tweet. So I tweeted this out. Okay. And the internet was having none of it. Let's see. So I said basically, my gut is telling me that the women's United States Championship is being introduced to give Tiffany Stratton something to cash in on because the decision has been made to pivot her away from the world title. Okay. Got this hell no, this is stupid. That would be bad. That would be dumb though. Why they invested so much in this Nia Jax Tiffany storyline. We'll talk about that as well. How much they invested in it. We'll talk about that. That would be unfortunate. Terrible idea. Your gut is way off. Dumb as fuck. Yada yada. Okay. So fans are not enjoying that thought process. So I asked myself, why did my mind go there? Why did my mind go to Tiffany cashing in on the mid card? I think the issue I'm having with Tiffany right now, I cannot picture her being world champion heading into Mania. So my mind went to, if she cashes in before Mania, they would have her fail, or maybe this new belt they brought in, she could cash in on that, right? I'm having a hard time imagining, because Liv Morgan, she's going to be champion, okay? Liv is going to be champion heading into Mania. That is clear to me. So you have a situation where Liv is a blonde, heel champion who cheats, right? Are we going to have a young blonde champion that cheats heading into Mania? Does that track for you to have Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, your two champions, heading into Mania weekend, doing all the interviews and doing all the media at Champions? Does that track? Is it possible? Sure. But for me, I'm having a hard time envisioning that to be the case, that these are our two champions heading into Mania. It could happen, but for some reason, my mind is not computing it. So my mind went to, wait, if she doesn't have the title, the world title, what could she have? Okay, mid-card. So I guess that's where my head went and my gut followed. Okay, but I acknowledge that it's reasonable to believe that Tiffany will cash in on Nia Jax. That's reasonable. But I'm having a hard time envisioning these two people at the same time heading into Mania. Liv Morgan, Tiffany. I just can't picture it. It could happen though. So, regardless of that, I think it'd be better for Tiffany in general to cash in after Mania. Why? Well, Tiffany, if she cashes in before Mania, which is what, within a month, within the next 2 months before Rumble, what happens? She'll have like a 3-month reign. She'll run away from Nia Jax a little bit. She'll have a defense against Naomi or Bayley, whatever. She'll cheat. And then she'll lose the belt to Bayley, Charlotte Flair, whatever. Whatever they decide to do. She's not retaining. I don't see that. And then you have a 25-year-old who's a world champion losing, then going back to the mid-card. You're not going to keep her at the top of the card. I don't believe that. She'll probably go back to mid-card. So I'm like, okay, I equate Tiffany Stratton, I talked about this before, I equate her to the likes of a Braun Breaker, a Carmella Hayes, okay? That ilk, okay? She's been on main roster for less than a year. Bring her into the mid-card. She wins a mid-card title, like Braun Breaker did, like Carmella Hayes is trying to do. That makes more sense for her trajectory, because once you win the world title, not even a world title, the WWE Women's Championship, there's nowhere to go but down, and she's 25 years old. Well, okay, she could win the belt for a few months, that's fine. She could then lose it to Charlotte or Jade Cargill or whatever, but I don't see her winning at Mania. You have Liv Morgan already as well. Two blonde heels. Okay, let's just call it like we see it. Two blonde Caucasian chicks who are cheating both going into Mania, does it track for you? That's all I'm asking. Does it track? If it doesn't, then maybe it'd be better off for her to cash in after Mania. Okay. After Mania, once WrestleMania season has settled down, then she cashes in. Then she can have more of a weighty, more compelling storyline, rather than this transitional championship thing. I feel like she would have if she cashed in before Mania. That's just me. What do you see? What say you? Am I wrong? What do you want her to cash in? Do you? I'm gonna make a poll. Actually, start a poll. When should I think it'd be better off if she cashed in after Mania? If she wants to be, if you want her to be world champion, if she's supposed to be the WWE Women's World Champion, I just think it'd be better off that she cashes in after Mania. But I'm asking you, when should she cash in? When should Tiffany cash in? I think I'm making good time. Before Mania. Hurry up. After Mania. Or never. She fails her cash in. All right, I just started that. I just made that poll. So do me a favor and answer that poll. Let me look at some of these comments here. Stop being weird, chat. Okay, here we go. Double taping for what? Another tour? Oh yeah, there's a double taping on. Is it tonight? There is a double taping tonight, isn't it? That's true. I think they have a UK tour or something like that. Yes, tonight is a double taping of Raw. So we'll definitely have one women's match tonight, and then a double taping will have like the second taping will have like more women's matches. That's usually how it works with Triple H. I don't know why he does that. Every time there's a double taping, the first taping has one women's match, and the second one is like loaded with women's matches up and down the card. So that's true. Let's look at some of these comments. Tiffany cashing at Mania or at Mania. That's an option I didn't even freaking answer. I didn't give you guys that option. She could cash in after Mania, during the Mania, like a Damian Priest. That's possible. I didn't even consider that. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, so that'll work fine as well. That's just kind of the same as cashing in after Mania. That same vibe, you know? Like, she cashes in during Mania, then she champion leaving the show, but not going into it. That's fine as well. That works fine. After the match, she cashes in. Yeah, so we'll add that to after Mania. Like, include that into the after Mania selection for you, basically. Because I'm assuming there'll be a match. The match happens at Mania, then she cashes in. So yeah, add that to after Mania kind of vibe. But yeah, that could work as well. My issue is the before Mania thing. Like cashing in during Mania or after Mania, makes more sense to me. Tiffany isn't ready too. So that's another thing. What would you say her best promo has been on the main roster? Now, before I say all of this, I want to make something clear. I am a Tiffany fan. Those who've been following me for the longest time, they know that. I am a Tiffany big fan of hers. I was her biggest fan in NXT before it was cool, right? Before it was cool, I was a Tiffany Stratton fan. I used to big her up, hype her up all day long on Twitter. Now folks are saying I'm not a Tiffany fan. It's so weird. I was her biggest supporter. I'm just keeping it real. From what we've seen on the main roster, from a promo perspective, from a character's perspective, they need to give her more, I think, before she could be the world champion of the roster, I think, okay? Not her, it's more about the booking. I don't think she's ready from a character standpoint yet. The talent will be fine. She'll be fine. She's a good worker. She can wrestle her ass off. She's fine. But from what they've set up from a character's perspective, I think we need a little bit more before she's champion. That's just me, okay? But I'm a big Tiffany fan. I've always been. That's no surprise to folks that know me. So this whole like, oh, he's hating on Tiffany is just ridiculous. I've always been a fan of hers. In fact, for crying out loud, check this out. Check this out. Okay. Who's that up here? I see Bianca. I see Cody Rhodes. I see Rhea. I see Roman. And who's that? Tiffany. I made that damn banner before she was on the main roster. Okay, that's when I made this banner at the top of the screen. So yes, I'm a Tiffany fan. I always have been. I'm just keeping it real. All right. I don't think the character should be placed at the top of the card just yet. That's all I'm saying. But yes, I am a Tiffany fan. I've always have been. So don't start that. All right. Some of the comments you see on Twitter are just hilarious. Okay, let's see this. Before Mania, 38%. After Mania, 50%. Never 12. Never. That's hilarious. Never. No, I think she should be champion. I don't have a problem with her being champion. I just think after Mania makes more sense. That's all. One of her best promos on the main roster may be one against Naomi. Like, she's fine. I just think they need to do a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more character development, a little bit more character work before she should be walking into Mania holding the belt. That seemed a little rich for me. That's all I'm saying. But she's great. I love Tiffany Stratton. She's great talent. She'll be one of the best ever, I think, ultimately. I just think they need to dial it back a bit. But anyway, that's all I'm saying with Tiffany Stratton. I think it'd be best for her to cash in after Mania or during Mania, not before, because I do believe she'll be a transitional champion if she cashes in within the next 2 months. I think so. So that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I'm asking you guys. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, let's move on. See, I'm trying to keep on good timing here. It's good time here. I totally agree with you on the promos, but if they end up going with Nia versus Charlotte Flair for the title, she should cash in there. Yeah, she can do that. I have no problem with her cashing in on Nia Jax during the Mania match. That worked fine. Just the whole build to Mania, I can't track it in my head that you have Liv Morgan and Tiffany as your two champions heading into Mania. That's not working for me. So yeah, I would love for her to cash in during Mania. After Mania, that's all fine. So it's not a Tiffany thing. It's just like the timing of the cash in is my more issue. The issue I have really. Anyway, let's talk WWE ID. All right. So, if you didn't know, we have this WWE ID program. You should know that, okay? They are really investing in the indie scene with these signings. We have so far, I believe, 8 men have been announced for the ID program, the WWE ID program, and 2 women. So we need some more women in there. But so far, I've been enjoying the notifications and the announcements. I've been looking forward to it every day. Every day I'm looking forward to who they announced and who's in the program. So far, let's see, we have Zeta Steel. So Zeta Steel, the first announcement, the first person they announced, basically, right? She's the person I'm familiar with. I know her from Maury Gold. She is very entertaining, funny, charismatic. She gives me, if I had to compare her, I say like little bits of Chelsea Green, little bits of Ren Sinclair, right? Maddie Rinkowski, however you want to say it. She has that type of vibe. Her in-ring is not the best. She has to come along in that regard. But from a character standpoint, from a promo standpoint, she's fun. She's hilarious. She always had me laughing in all her matches she did. She's an entertainer first, before a wrestler. The wrestling is coming, but the entertaining part of it, she had that down. So she becomes like any type of like in-ring. If she becomes an in-ring aficionado, or then she's like, sky's the limit. But that's where she needs to grow, her in-ring. But from a character standpoint, she's great. She's probably like all the other talent they sign are insanely athletic, right? I love Zeta Steel, but she's like the least athletic of the bunch. Right? I looked at all these people. He's like the one that's not super athletic. So what I'm noticing with these signings, they're going after the athletic type performer. Like all these people they're signing, like Bryce Donovan, Cappuccino Jones, great name by the way, Cappuccino Jones, Jack Cartwheel Summit, all these dudes, and even Zara, Zakir, is that Zakir? That's what it is, Zara Zakir. Okay, that's her name. Great athlete. Okay, all these talents I'm seeing they all move well. They're all doing a lot of acrobatics. They're all like, even the big man, Sean Legacy, what's his name here? Sam Hardaway, Holloway. Sam Hardaway Holloway. That's a great name, by the way. This man can move. I looked up some of his YouTube videos. This man is nimble. He's quick. He can move. He's acrobatic. Like, they're going after some great athletes here. Even some of these people you would think they'd be more in line with AEW, like for example, Cartwheel here, but they're going after these fast, quick athletes. I'm all for that. You know, I'm a fan of the athletic archetype there in pro wrestling, but that's clearly the goal here. The only one who's not. Let me see. All these dudes are great athletes. I haven't looked at my man here, the real life action figure yet. I'm assuming he's a great athlete as well. That's what they're going for here. But the only one who wasn't is the one I'm familiar with the most, was Zeta Steel. He would fit in well with NXT like a glove. I mean, she's tailor-made for NXT how it is right now. Megan Bayne is next. Megan Bayne, I don't think should be in this program. Megan Bayne should be signed now to the main roster, honestly, but probably NXT. She's that good. Megan Bayne is. She's already should be signed. If she's not, if Megan Bayne was signed to the ID program, I think it's because they're just not ready to bring her in right now. So they say, okay, Megan Bayne, we're not ready to sign you yet for whatever reason. There's no space for you in NXT yet. We know you're great because she is great. If you don't know she's great, then something's wrong with you. We're not ready to bring you in yet, so we're going to assign you to an ID program. Just let you know that we want you, basically. And if AW does come a knocking, we'll match whatever they match, and we'll bring you in then. Because she's way too good to not be signed. I mean, she's on the level of she's a main roster talent in the WWE. She's that good. So I'm not really sure why Megan Bayne is not signed yet. I will welcome her being in the ID program because it just makes me know that, okay, WWE are aware. They have to be aware of her. That's a silly thing to say. They're aware of her, but I'm just shocked that she hasn't been signed by them yet. So I'll be surprised if she was in the ID program because she should be signed in NXT ready to go now. Honestly, she's not Zeta Steel. Zeta Steel is a real development. She's a talent that's being developed. She needs development. She is on the rise. Megan Bayne is set, ready to go right now. So yeah, it's interesting. Megan Bayne is on the Jordan Grace level, I believe. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Megan Bayne. Maybe so they've only announced 2 chicks, right? Zeta Steel and Zakir. Zara, I keep saying her last name wrong. Zakir. Zara Zakir, I think. Zakir. I don't know. I need to hear her last name because I never heard it before. If I did, I don't remember it. Anyway, I watched her wrestle though. She wrestled against Miyu Watanabe, and she killed it. She's very, very, very athletic. So Zakir. That's her name. Zakir. I keep saying it wrong. Laura Zakir. She is wrestling against Miyu Watanabe here very, very soon. And I watched her wrestle for Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling recently. So this is her. Look at this woman cook. She is just insanely gifted in ring. By the way, the person she just delivered that cutter to is Miyu. She's gonna lose the championship match. She has a match set against Miyu Watanabe here with this month. She'll lose that, but so far she's won. She's beaten her twice now via pin in tag matches. But the actual match they have this month, she'll lose that because nobody's taking the bet off of Miyu anytime soon. Miyu, she is like a bona fide star. Like whatever she wants to do in her life, whether it be WWE, some type, whatever she wants to do. Miyu, she can do it. She's that type of star. She had that type of charisma and likability. So, but this is not about her. Okay, this is about Zara. Zara should be facing Miyu here. Now, in this match, by the way, this show here, they introduced her as a WWE ID talent. So I don't know if that's a requirement or something she requested, but she was introduced as that at this show, by the way. So I don't know what's going on there. They all have like the ID prospect in their promos. I feel like it. I think all of them do. I don't know if they're doing that on their own or if that's a request by WWE, whatever. But I feel like all of them have this in their bios that I saw. They're all promoting themselves as WWE ID prospects, and they're being introduced as that at the shows. At least she was. Zara was, but we'll see where that goes. Talented, athletic people, except for Zeta Steel. But I'm a fan of hers. I like Zeta Steel a lot. So there's been a question about what does it mean for these talents if they get signed by, or if they want to be signed by AEW, what happens to them? Can they sign to AEW? Is there some type of restrictions? As far as we know, there's no restrictions. They can wrestle wherever they want to. If AEW wants to sign them, well, then WWE has a first right of refusal, which means that they can match the offer and bring them to Orlando, to NXT, or they can say, okay, we like you, but we don't want to sign you just yet. So you can choose to go to AEW and you're free. We won't stop you, right? So that's the interesting thing. It's a win-win for the talent, right? It's a win-win for them. There's no downside. If you're a WWE ID program or a prospect in the ID program, you can stay in the ID program, work, develop. If someone else wants you, WWE will have to match that offer or let you go. There's no downside. So you have that badge with you of, hey, I'm a WWE prospect. Come look at me. Come see me. I'm valued. I'm important, right? Another company wants you, they will sign you, or WWE can match that. There's no strings, there's no downside. So it's great for the talent. Undisputably good for the talent and good for the shows and good for the schools. There's no downside to it whatsoever if you're the talent. Some people will try to make up something and say, oh, this is bad for whatever. I don't see any downside yet. Okay, I just don't see it. Maybe there'll be one, but I'm not seeing anything right now. It's great for the talent. And you want to be, and great for the schools. You want to be known as a WWE ID prospect. As you can see, like I'm seeing here, it's everywhere. Like all the bios have the same thing. There's no downside to it. You want to highlight it. I don't see why you wouldn't. It's great for them. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. There's no downside. 8 men so far, 2 women. So I want to see some more chicks here soon. Maybe today. I got my notification turned on for that page, that account, the WWE ID account. So hopefully we get some more names here. But I want to see some more women. You know, we got 8 dudes, 2 chicks. Let's see. Oh yeah, Booker T announced one. The account hasn't tweeted out yet, but at the House of Wrestling, Booker T presented this guy. I can't remember his name now. What's his name? Here we go. Here it is. Ice Williams. They presented Ice Williams with an ID. So yeah, he is also from Reality Wrestling. Booker T's school and promotion. So yeah, here's another one. Athletic as well. So yeah, that's the theme: athleticism, quick, fast, acrobatics, except for Zeta Steel. Well, I like very much. That's that. So it's fun times. It's really exciting. These people, like Zara and Ice Williams and Cappuccino Jones, they're not really known as much, and they are now getting more spotlight, more attention. Zeta Steel, he had let me go find Zeta real quick. Let me find Zeta. Zeta, he had I think like 6,000 and change followers on Twitter before the announcement. Let's see how much he has now. Zeta Steel now has 12.2. Look at that. She had less than 7,000. She almost doubled it just from the announcement of being a WWE ID prospect. She has way more followers now. It's great for the talent. I'm happy with them. Good shit all around. I don't want to hear no complaints. But if WWE don't let you anybody working ID shows, that's terrible. Let me read that again. If WWE ID don't let you anybody working indie show, that's terrible. They can wrestle, as far as I know, they can wrestle any show they want to. There's no restrictions. If AW wants to sign them, for example, I think I want to say the Cartwheel, one of the talents, I can't remember. One of the talents were literally wrestling an AW superstar like the other day. So a WWE ID prospect was wrestling a AW talent. So you can do what you want. You can do what you want as a prospect in the indie scene. If you want to sign with AW, well then they'll make an offer and the WWE can match. That's all. It's no harm, no foul. All right. Let's move on to the Bloodline storyline, okay? On SmackDown, we had interesting promos from Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. Promos that left me kind of wanting in one regard, but also happy in another. We'll talk about that in a second. So first, let's listen to how this whole promo started off with Sami, Jay, and Roman.
And if you could just hear him out, listen to what he has to say. Please.
So Jay Uso comes down to the ring, and he's cutting a promo talking about how Roman Reigns needs to hear out Sami Zayn, so please hear him out. You know, we need to make peace for the sake of the family, because Jay Uso sees Sami Zayn as part of the family, and Roman Reigns begs to differ. All right. Then Sami Zayn comes down to the ring. He starts talking.
Look, first of all, I want to address what happened at Crown Jewel. I want you to know that that kick to the face, it wasn't on purpose, okay? But I want you to know something. The only reason I showed up at Crown Jewel was for Jay. And I would love to say that the only reason I'm here tonight was because Jay asked me to come out here tonight.
Okay.
But that's not true. It's been a long time since you and me have been in the ring together, Roman. And I thought of all the things I would say. I thought of all the things I would do if I was ever in the ring with you again. But the truth is, at Crown Jewel.
Like what, Sammy? Punch him in the face? Here's the thing about this whole storyline, folks. It's going kind of fast, all right? Sami Zayn should absolutely hate Roman Reigns' guts, okay? Sami Zayn went through hell from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a gaslighter. He's a narcissist. And the man has issues. And those issues led to a lot of pain and suffering to Sami Zayn. So I would expect Sami Zayn to take more of the Kevin Owens route, say, bump this guy, and I'll work with Roman, screw him, right? So let's see what Sami has to say about this, okay? Let's see where this goes.
When it was the four of us for just a minute, it was special. It took me back to a very special time in my career, a very special time in my life, a special time with family.
Oh, really? A special time with family. This is also the family that led to your suffering and like getting beat up and getting jumped like all the time, especially in the later half with Kevin Owens. This is my issue. Okay, so they're fast tracking. They're fast tracking the Bloodline storyline, right? This is the issue I'm having. Sami Zayn should hate Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns should hate Sami Zayn. They're not letting it breathe enough, so they gotta get to War Games very quickly. and they're having Sami Zayn come out here and pretend like he doesn't really hate Roman Reigns, what he should. So, I felt the magic and I felt like the family we had before and was special and all this nonsense. I'm like, Kevin Owens, where are you? Come out here and stun freaking Sami Zayn right now. Kevin Owens is right, okay? Honestly, Kevin Owens should have had a segment with Sami Zayn on this show. If Kevin Owens has a problem with freaking Cody Rhodes teaming up with freaking Roman Reigns, he should definitely have a problem with Sami Zayn doing it. Him and Sami went to war against the Bloodline at WrestleMania for the tag titles. They went to war together to stop the Bloodline. And you have Sami Zayn over here talking about, oh, I remember the good old days. What good old days? Of getting gaslit, of being beaten up, of being tormented by Roman Reigns in the latter half. Sure, it was fun. You guys got along, but Roman Reigns was a dictator. He was an asshole. He put Jay through hell. I'm having a problem with all this storyline right now, and I'm not digging what Sami Zayn is saying, and I want Kevin Owens to come out there and give him a stunner. Okay? That's how I thought in the moment while I was listening to this damn freaking promo, okay? That's just the honest truth.
And here's the thing, I'm not gonna lie, okay? Even though there's been a lot here and a lot here, there's a part of me that still has a soft spot for that time with the four of us in the Bloodline.
Maybe he likes being abused. Maybe he does.
And here's the thing, I know Jay felt it in the ring. I know I felt it. I even know you felt it, Jimmy. And I damn sure know, Roman, on some level, you felt it too. And you know how I know? Because you're standing here right now.
Okay, so that's a decent point from Sami Zayn, right? He's saying, I know that you want to be back with me and to get the Bloodline back together because you're out here. You knew that I was going to come out here. You knew that I was going to come out here and say something to you, right? So the fact that you're even out here at all tells me that you want to be back with the four of us together. You know, you want this. That's why you came out here. That's a fine thought process for the character. That's fine. That's fine. That part I was fine with. That bit there.
The only reason I'm here, the only reason he's here, the only reason Jay's here, and the only reason you're listening to me right now is because on some level, you want all of this back. Here's the thing, Roman. People think the opposite of love is hate, but it's not. The opposite of love is indifference. And I don't think you are indifferent to me.
Fine line there, okay.
I think you love me.
I think you love me. Okay, so this is where, at this point, I'm like rolling my eyes. I'm like, okay, Sami Zayn, I get what they're doing here. They're trying to fast track this. They need Sami Zayn to come back together with the Bloodline for the sake of the War Game storyline. But this whole, oh, you love me, you want this back, I don't love it for Sami Zayn's character. Again, he should be more in line with Kevin Owens, maybe not as upset, maybe not as angry, and slowly but surely, he comes around. But because they had to fast track this, I gotta hear this whole, oh, I'm gonna like pretend like I don't hate you and you love me and you want this back and you felt the magic, yada, yada, yada. I wasn't digging it, to be completely honest with you.
You're smirking, I see it. Look at it, it's still there. I see it. I see it. It's right there. I see it on the corner of your lips. It's still there. You remember the old days just like everybody else.
Crowd wants it for sure, right? Crowd wants the old days.
It could be all of us partying in the SUV and me and Jimmy doing the handshake and Jay in the backseat, hater of the year, and you sitting up front doing your thing.
Okay. The good old days, I get it. All right, and then what?
You want me to turn around right now and leave and never be a part of Bloodline business ever again? I'll do it. But I don't think that's what you want. I think you want the Usos and Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns fighting together, all of us side by side.
Okay. Same point I made before. Okay, I don't have a problem with Sami Zayn wanting to help Jay out, but this whole, let's come together, guys. Let's do it. Be a family again. fight side by side again. I don't love it from Sami Zayn's side of it.
And if that's what you want, I'll do it. I just need you to do one thing for me. Apologize.
All right, so this is the part where I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Now I'm happy. Okay, so Sami Zayn, he at least wants something. He at least wants something. And that something is he wants Roman Reigns to apologize. Fine. Something here, okay? This man put you through hell. This man is a gaslighter, a manipulator, and you wanted to join his ranks again. So, okay, give me something here, and he gave us something. Sami Zayn wants to hear an apology from Roman Reigns. Now, I think they're jumping a few steps here. This should have been like the end of like Sami Zayn not wanting to work with him, then coming around slowly but surely, and then finally he says, okay, I'll do it. I'll come together, but first he has to apologize. This should have been one of the last phases of Sami Zayn trying to get back to the bloodline, but because they have to rush it, they gotta go so fast, gotta skip to, let me hear an apology. Now he wants him to apologize to Jay, not himself, which I like. That's fine. That seemed very Sami Zayn, right? No issue there. So what saves this segment is actually Roman Reigns' response, okay? So this is what Roman Reigns had to say once Sami Zayn says, no, you need to apologize to Jay and not to me. This is what he says.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I ever let you waste my time with this. He's not in our family. He's not blood. He's not honorary. He ain't no Uso. Quit wasting my time. It ain't about him. It's about Solo.
It's not about him. It's about Solo. You did Solo meme. Solo. Okay, so I like this. This is the best part of the whole entire segment. Roman Reigns is the main character here. He's the guy on the arc. So sacrificing Sami Zayn's story stuff and his character arc for the sake of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the one on the journey here. He's still the same asshole. He hasn't changed. He's having a hard time separating himself from what he used to be in the past, okay? He's now a face, clearly, but he's now a heel on the face team. So he has to now change and develop. I like this. Good. This is the best part of it. Because if Roman Reigns said, I apologize, let's get back together, I'm like, fuck this storyline, right? But Roman Reigns is still a douche. Good. Good stuff. I like this. So he has to be the one that changed. Over the course of the next couple weeks, even into War Games, we'll see the development of the character as time goes on. Because right now, you're not trying to hear nothing from Sami Zayn. You're not trying to hear anything from Jey Uso right now. Sami family. This is about my title as the OC, the OTC, original tribal chief. It's about Solo. I want revenge on Solo. And y'all need to help me, but get on my face. I'm not trying to hear this whole family shit with Sami Zayn. He's not family. I like it. Okay? This is good stuff. Unlike everything Sami was saying, I like this part a lot. Okay? This works fine.
Bring your ass out to the ring right now and let's handle business.
Sami Zayn pieces out because he didn't want to apologize.
Well, Sami's walking away, obviously, not getting the...
Now, Roman Reigns and Sami's relationship will ultimately get better. And that's the journey we're on now. The day Roman Reigns finally hugs Sami Zayn and maybe even apologizes. We'll see if that happens, right? But for right now, Roman Reigns did not want to apologize for shit. If you remember, I think it was last week when Jey Uso said, hey, Roman Reigns, I'm going to be with you with family business, but just to let you know, I'm not no do boy. I'm not your lackey. We're in this together. We're on the same level. And if that changes, I'm out of here, right? Did Roman Reigns say, sure, Jey Uso, I agree. I accept you as a equal. Let's go. No, he said yeet. And the crowd went crazy. Oh my God, he said yeet, right? But that was a cop-out from Roman Reigns. It was a cop-out. He said yeet just to like say, okay, I hear you. But he didn't actually acknowledge anything. He didn't actually take responsibility for anything. He just said yeet. That's a cop out. He needs to actually say, look, Jay, I'm sorry. I messed up. I was self-centered. I was egotistical. I had problems, but I've changed. He didn't do that. He said yeet. That people went crazy. Oh my God, he said yeet. But that's really a character moment for him. Like, yeah, I'm not really going to admit anything. I'll just say yeet because I know you like that and the crowd like that, but not really accepting or acknowledging or changing anything by myself. He's just saying yeet. That is important for the Roman Reigns character and for the rest of the storyline. Now we hear a promo from Jacob Fatu, who doesn't talk very often.
My Lord Roman Reigns, I got your attention now. Yo, Roman Reigns, it's been so long since you've been tribal chief. So, man, here, let me lace you up real quick with this, stupid. You see, this is tribal chief, and then there's everybody else. See, Solo is all tribal chief, so that makes you just like everybody else. Back of the line with it. Now, Solo don't jump when you tell him to jump, and he sure ain't moving when you say move. Hell, Solo moves on his own time, and Solo will come out there when he damn well pleases. So at the end of the day, you will acknowledge that.
Jacob is good, very good promo. I love hearing his voice. He sounds great on the mic. I want to hear more of that. I do believe the time will come when he'll turn on Solo Sikoa and he'll become the face of the Bloodline, or he'll be a solo act. I'm looking forward to that. Great promo, great presence, looks great, great voice. Jacob is a massive star. You know, my man does this. Okay, he does this. I'm good with that. All right, I'm good with it. Great stuff from Jacob as always. I love it. Okay, so Jacob Fatu is a star going forward. I look forward to. So we'll see how that goes. So after this, big fan of Jacob. Big fan. We get another character moment from Roman Reigns backstage.
Ooh, let me holler you right quick. 2 seconds. No.
So Roman is not trying to hear Jay at all. He tried to walk off. Okay, so this is where we're at with Roman Reigns right now. The man is still a jackass. He's still dismissive. He's still all about himself. He's not trying to hear Jey Uso as an equal or anything like that. Okay, so I like seeing that. That's good.
Man, I asked you to do one thing for me, Uso, if you could just hear him out. What do I want to hear him out for, huh? Why do you even care? Tell me why you care about that fool. He ain't nothing to us. If you love him, you mean so much to him. Why don't you take your ass and find him, huh?
Disrespectful.
Get up out my face. I told you, though. You talk to me like that, Uso, I'm out. That's your one pass, Uso. And what you doing, bro? Who you talking to? You question me too? Why don't you go find your brother?
So this is great, okay? This is great. Roman Reigns is still a dick. So I like that they remembered that Jey Uso said what he said. Like, dude, talk to me crazy like this, I'm out of here. They brought it back up. They didn't forget about that. Not gonna let Roman Reigns talk all this kind of crazy stuff. Like, dude, if you talk to me crazy again, I'm out. They remembered it. So looking forward, if it happens again, Jay has to actually leave. He has to actually walk away. And Roman Reigns have to either apologize or go get him back, or whatever, all right? But I like that they're actually sticking with that premise that, hey, Jey Uso is not playing around with Roman Reigns. If he keeps talking shit to him, he's going to leave. And Roman Reigns is the character who is now, he's the main character of the storyline, clearly, who has to now change. Good stuff all around when it comes to Roman. He's the best part of this whole entire thing. He is the person we have to actually pay attention to here. I like this direction. He's the perfect dickhead. Agreed. Yes. I'm liking this thing. It's good storytelling. Something we don't see very often, typically, is an actual character arc that is compelling like this. Typically, someone just changed, like Bayley or Io. There's change on my face now, but no. It's an actual character development for the top star here. It should happen for everyone, honestly, but the focus here is for Roman Reigns, whatever. At least we're getting something here from a actual development standpoint. Then later on that day, that night, we got Roman Reigns with Solo Sikoa, that interaction.
There's only one way to start this off. Buffalo.
Acknowledgement. So he asked Buffalo to acknowledge him. And then we get Roman Reigns coming out there.
Acknowledge me. Before I have them acknowledge me, there's something I need you to do first. I need you to acknowledge me as your undisputed tribal chief. Buffalo. Do you acknowledge him?
So Roman Reigns asking the crowd to acknowledge him. That's a clear babyface move. It's like the most babyface you can get. Hey, Buffalo, do you acknowledge him? It's very babyface. I like it for the character because it makes sense. Roman Reigns is doing a good job here. So is Solo Sikoa. I gotta give him credit where credit is due. Solo is great in this moment. And I got no issues with this at all.
Neither do I.
But then they had Sami come out, and Sami was conflicted. Did I buy this at all? No, because Solo's like, hey, my friend Sami Zayn is going to be coming out here to help me in the War Games. I'm going to have him jump you, yada, yada, yada. Do I buy this at all at any point? No. So I don't know how effective this was. They want us to believe that Sami Zayn might be on Solo's side. He might be in league with Solo. I never bought it one bit. How about you guys? Did you guys buy that Solo had actually gotten Sami on his side? I never bought it one bit. So this wasn't the strongest segment here. This section. Hey, Sami Zayn, come help me beat up Roman Reigns. Come kick him. I never bought it one bit. If that was the goal, considering what happened, what it should have done, had this segment happen before Sami Zayn talked. Because if you remember last week, Sami kicked Roman Reigns. So the question was, did he do it on purpose, right? You wanted folks to think that Sami might turn or not help Roman Reigns. Should have had this segment before the conversation that Sami had in the ring. Because it's clear as day, based on what we saw earlier in the day, or that night, that Sami Zayn wants to come together with Jay and Jimmy and Roman Reigns. So why would we believe that Sami here is gonna turn on Roman Reigns? I guess the thought process is Roman Reigns said he ain't family guy here. I don't care about him. So now he go turn on him. Never bought it one bit. So if the goal was, hey, Sami might turn here, the crowd might think it's gonna happen, didn't work for me. Sami Zayn kicks Solo Sikoa, of course, and we now have in the ring, after they beat up the new Bloodline, we have Sami, Jay, Jimmy, and Roman Reigns in the ring, putting up the ones, and all is well for now. All right. So Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns still have stuff to work out, right? There's still some things to address. When is the next SmackDown? Let's see. SmackDown is the 18th. Yeah, the 15th SmackDown, 22nd. We have how many SmackDowns before? But when is? Am I crazy? When is Survivor Series? Survivor Series 2024. 4 games. That is what, November 30th. Okay, so it's November 30th. So we have how many SmackDowns? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So we have three storytelling segments on SmackDowns going forward. I'm confident that they'll make it interesting enough. Okay, I'm not really worried about that. Double taping this week. I thought Raw was being double taped. Is SmackDown being double taped or Raw? I thought it was Raw. I can't remember. Is Raw tonight being double taped? Or is SmackDown being double taped? Just Raw. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Raw before it's Thanksgiving. Both might. Yeah, that's true. Both might be double taped. You're right. Maybe. We'll find out. I know for a fact that Raw is. SmackDown probably is as well because it's I think the 29th might be. Well, wait. This is no. We can find out right now. Wait. WWE tickets. I believe it's just Raw. No, SmackDown as well. It's both. You're right. It's both. 15th, 22nd, 25th. So yeah, this week, today is double taping. We'll get Monday on the 25th. And then the November 22nd show is double taping. So double taping here tonight. Double taping here. And then double taping here. Not the same week. So the Raw double tape tonight, and then SmackDown this week we double taped. Cool. All right, got that squared away. So I think they did a decent enough job with the Bloodline storyline here, but I do believe that Roman's the best part. Same news was just okay. Roman was the best part. I think they'll be fine because they do a good enough job with the Bloodline stuff, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, but this is the storyline. We have it here, folks. 4-on-4. So during the promo, Roman said it'd be 5-on-5. He said, "Hey, you need one more," because he said it's 4 y'all. So Roman thinks 5-on-5 is War Games, but they can easily do 4-on-4. That's what I'm expecting. 4-on-4. We'll see how that goes. But if they did do 5-on-5, I don't know what it would be. I'm not expecting that. It'll be 4-on-4, I think, not 5-on-5. They always do War Games advantage matches, so Roman could possibly cost Sami by accident. There's a show next week. Yeah. Black Friday. Yep. Both are. All right. Both at Thanksgiving. Okay. So that is the Bloodline stuff. So okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing, which will be what is next thing? I think it's Joshi. Okay. So those of you who don't know, we're gonna transition from Bloodline into Joshi now. We're talking about Stardom real quick. Hit the wrong button, my bad. Anyway, we're going to transition into Stardom now. So if you don't know, Mayu Iwatani is the IWGP champion. What is that? That is the belt that New Japan created. Why did it create that belt? Well, you see, Mayu has been champion for like over 400 days or even 500 days. I don't remember how long her reign has been. Like 400, 500 days. It's been a long time, okay? And they initially wanted to have some type of women's division or a relationship with Stardom in some respect. And they created this belt for the sake of having a women's champion. They put it on Kairi Sane, then Mercedes Moné won it, and then Mayu won it from Mercedes. Kairi Sane said, "Deuces, I'm out of here," because she was upset with how her reign went. And Mayu's been champion ever since, okay? Now, the problem they've been having, or problem I've been having with this, is now Stardom is not really a separate brand from New Japan anymore. Stardom is now they've kind of been absorbed into New Japan. New Japan bought them out, or kind of brought them into the fold. So now Stardom's women's division is New Japan's women's division. There's no like separation between the two companies really anymore. They're now sister promotions, where New Japan is kind of like over Stardom. So the whole point of having a IWGP belt for the women is kind of defunct. It's kind of pointless because you have Stardom now as your women's division, basically. So now, I say all that because this past week, or this past couple of days. I've got maybe a few days ago, whatever, maybe yesterday. I lost track of time when it comes to New Japan shit and Stardom shit. Anyway, Tam Nakano has basically challenged. Tam Nakano is the world champion in Stardom. She's the Stardom world champ. Has a red belt. She basically challenged Mayu Iwatani to a championship match, a champion versus championship match, a winner takes all kind of thing. And people are wondering what's going on because for the last, I don't know how many months, they've been teasing that Mayu Iwatani would face Azumi for the IWGP belt. And that caused people to get upset online saying, hey, screwing over Azumi, what's going on? Taro, you suck, right? I'm like, I've always hated that dude. They've been teasing this since like September. Let's see, I could be wrong. So this is my tweet back in September. Azumi is the only person they're actually building up to take. Yeah, so Azumi was being built up to take the belt off of Mayu for the longest time. It's back in September, even before that, honestly. So it was clear to me that's the direction they were going to go. Maybe Azumi would win the belt off of Mayu. Maybe Mayu would then leave Stardom. I don't know, but I thought that was a clear direction here. So a lot of fans of Azumi have been waiting for this match, saying finally at the end of the year, Azumi will have her big match, her big moment to beat Mayu Iwatani. The ace of freaking Stardom. But that's not happening. It seems because Tam Nakano came out and said, "Hey, let's face each other down the line." So now this is going to be the big match, I think. Now we have to wait and see how Mayu will respond to this challenge. It seems to me that's what this is headed towards. Mayu taking on Tam Nakano for the maybe even a title unification. I think they should unify the titles because again, Stardom is now the women's division of New Japan basically. So why are you having two world champions? Doesn't make any sense. They created that belt, the nothing belt. Okay, they gave it to Kairi Sane originally. It's a nothing belt. You put 563 days, a long damn title reign. 563 days is a long ass title reign, folks. I think that's long enough, okay? Have the match. So, okay, I've been saying that Azumi needs to win that belt, but now that they're going this direction, I do believe that Mayu should lose the belt to Tam Nakano. They should combine the two belts, fuse together, just combine it, unify it, and put the focus back on Stardom and the red belt. Because again, having two world championships for that promotion doesn't make sense. You got Tam Nakano walking around with the belt. You got Mayu walking around with the belt. Who's the top champion? Who's the ace? We don't know yet, right? It's silly. Just unify the titles, unify it, be done with it. That's what I would do. Now that sucks for Azumi fans again, because it felt like they were building up towards a Azumi Mayu match. That's not happening. It doesn't seem anymore. We'll wait and see how Mayu responds to this challenge, basically. But he says here, Iwatani, you say that, but the fact is that the fact is that promotion now recognizes Tam Nakano as the face of Stardom. So if you have any complaints, let's do it on the biggest stage with yours on the line too. This is now overtaking anything with Azumi. It's over. I think it's over. There's no coming back now. Once she says this, she's the face of the company right now. Tam Nakano is. She's the champion. Once she comes out and says, "Hey, let's do it for put all the marbles on the table," you can't go and say, that's not happening. Sorry, I have a match with Azumi. That's not happening. Even though she promised Azumi in her promo back in September, like she promised her, "Hey, we'll face each other," but that's not happening. Okay, this is not happening. That was this night here. Felt like it was gonna happen. It ain't. Okay, so sorry, Azumi fans. I'm a fan. It's not happening. Okay, I just don't see it. So I think the right approach here, is to have Azumi out of the picture at this point and have Mayu face Tam Nakano. That's what I would do. It speeds up the Mayu Margot agenda. What's the likelihood that actually happens? I'd say 50-50. It's 50-50 that Mayu actually leaves Stardom. I'm not completely convinced, but if it's going to happen, this would help. Mayu would have to lose the belt, of course. I think that's the right approach to go. Have the red belt be the top belt. No IWGP nonsense. Okay, be done with it. Have Mayu lose. Free her up. I think freelancer Mayu is more likely than Marigold Mayu. That's just me. I think she'd be more likely to go with the freelancer route. I don't know her. I could be completely wrong. But I think she's seeing what Sherri's doing, the success of Sherri, and being a freelancer allows you to have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more choices in how you operate. And she's big enough that she can go freelancer route and be fine financially. That's what I would do if I was her. So I would go the freelancer route if I was her. But anyway, I do believe that they should do this. Fortunately for Azumi, they should go the unification route. They should have Tam Nakano beat Mayu, and they should just get rid of the IWGP belt altogether. It is no longer needed. No longer needed. That's just the reality of it, folks. Okay, that's what I would do. Am I wrong? For those of you that know, am I wrong? Azumi can still face Mayu. Tam will be busy. Yeah, but the whole point of it was to have Azumi win the belt. They wanted her to be champion, but I just think that belt is useless. You have two belts for New Japan that are useless, in my opinion. Well, not useless. They're nothing belts. The New Japan Strong belt that Mercedes has, and this IWGP belt. Purpose of the Strong belt is to have Mercedes have it, be champion around America, walk around AWTV with that belt. She's a billboard. It's promotion. It makes sense. Okay, it makes sense for her to walk around with that belt. So that belt can stay. Fine, I get it. You want a walking billboard for your company. That's what Mercedes Moné is. Cool. But the IWGP belt that Mayu has is useless. She doesn't lose it. She has a 500-day reign. It's time to put it to bed. Put the focus back on the red belt completely. Not to say that it wasn't. It still is the best belt, I think. It's still the top belt, I think. But now it's time to say, okay, that was fun. Scrap it. Focus all our attention to the red belt that Tam has. Let that be the focus. The ace of the company is whoever has that red belt, and be done with the IWGP belt altogether. That's the route I would go. It is what it is. But Azumi was supposed to win the belt, people thought. Her fans of the promotion, they wanted her to win that belt. That's not happening, I don't think. Tam Nakano had laid down the gauntlet. Mayu has to respond. If she doesn't, she'll look bad if she doesn't respond to that. She has to accept it. Once she accepts that match, it doesn't matter what happens then. She had the match with Momo later on. Coming up this month, I think she had the match with Momo. She'll win that match. She'll then focus on Tam Nakano at the end of the year. She'll lose to Tam, the right approach. Mayu will then be free of any belts, and then she can leave if she wants to. Become a freelancer, go to Marigold, whatever. But I do believe it's over for that belt. It should be over for that belt. Azumi, don't know what to tell you. Maybe you need to leave as well, okay? There's other promotion out there. There's other promotions that'll give you a belt, Azumi. And I say the same thing to Hazuki. Azumi, Hazuki, you can leave Stardom. You can. You don't have to stay there. You can go elsewhere and win a belt if that's your goal. Okay. It is what it is. But yeah, Mayu should absolutely lose that belt to Tam. That's what I would do. Speaking of belts, so Mayu, look at this tweet right here. Check this out. So Mayu is the current IWGP belt, right? When they created this belt a while ago, there was talk about, hey, if New Japan created a belt for the women, why can't Noah create their own belt for the women? Okay, this is back in freaking January. Check this out. Back in January 2023, someone said, hey, Noah had their first Joshi match. Did they create a belt for the women? That's important today because we just had a new belt created for the women's division. Well, women's division, I say loosely, because Noah doesn't really have a women's division, to be completely honest with you. They have a women's belt now, that they had a match for recently. By recently, I mean this morning. And had a winner. So Noah, they created a belt similar to the IWGP belt in the sense that they don't have an actual women's division, but they created a women's belt. And they had a lot of women from across the scene, the Joshi scene, come in to compete in this Royal Rumble style 10 women match. It was very fun. Had the whole countdown, 10, 2, 3, 1. People coming in every like 2 minutes or 1 minute. People coming down to the ring. Very fun match. And the winner was Koki Amare. So I've been talking about Koki Amare for a while now. Koki Amare is a star in her own right. From a look standpoint, she looks like a star, and she's coming around in the ring. She's not great in the ring yet. She's fine. She's serviceable. She can work well in the ring. Not great, but she has a great look. And we all know that Rossi likes her a lot. So she was in this match. You had like 4 women from Marigold, because Noah doesn't actually have a women's division. Spoiler alert, don't have one. Women that had competing in this match were all from like elsewhere, right? So you had Koki Amare from Marigold. You had Utami from Marigold. You had Bozilla, who's a freelancer working for Marigold. You had Miku Ano from Marigold. You had, let's see, who else? You had Sadie Gibbs. You had Nightshade. You had her face Takumi Iroha, who is fantastic, who usually works Marvelous stuff. She works Marvelous promotion. They had her there. They had Sakuya, the great Sakuya, who is the kayfabe daughter to Great Muta. She was there. They had a whole bunch of talent from across the Joshi scene, but they don't actually have a women's division. So you wonder why didn't they put the belt on a Noah woman or Noah wrestler, right? They don't have a women's division. They don't have one, which is interesting. They created the belt. They don't really have a women's division at all. We had all these damn talent from Marigold, from Marvelous. It's interesting. Like, I don't know why they don't invest into the women's division. Someone can tell me. Someone who actually knows what they're talking about when it comes to the Joshi scene, they can tell me why they don't have a women's division yet, or they're not investing in it. But anyway, a lot of Marigold talent from freelancers, got Marvelous people in there. Ultimately, Koki Amare, who's a star, she won the belt. And Rossi is thrilled. Okay, Rossi is thrilled because I've been wondering what's the plan for Koki Amare, because Koki Amare is somebody he's very invested in. I thought he may fast track her for the white belt. That's not happening. So this is the next best solution. Talk to the folks in Noah. Noah said, hey, who in Marigold do you want to have a belt? Who should we put this belt on? Well, Bozilla is a freelancer. We have plans for Utami. She has plans with Sari down the line, so no need to do that. Miku Ano is the white belt champion. Okay. So Koki Amare is the perfect person to select to be the champion of this, to have this belt. I'm just wondering what the future will hold for title defenses. Will it be folks like Takumi Iroha? Will people like, will other people from Marigold be challenging for this belt? It's interesting because they don't have an actual women's division. I thought it was fun. I thought fun match, very fun, very exciting. I have a subscription to Wrestle Universe so I can watch it, right? But if you don't, you can find it somewhere online, I'm sure. Very good match. They also had Yu was there, who is the one half of Team 200 kilograms. I was surprised to see her. Like, where the hell is Chihiro? Like, Chihiro, she's not wrestling. So when Team 200 kilograms lost their belts recently, I was wondering what the hell's going on with those two, because they just lost their belts. They had like 3 belts, they lost them all within a month. So I'm wondering what's going on there. Chihiro, she's not wrestling right now, but her tag partner, okay, her better half or second half, she's wrestling. So Yu was wrestling, so I don't know what's going on there, but she was there. She had a good showing in that match. Fun stuff, fun match. Go find it. It's fun. Fortunately for Koki, Mirai Hogan won't care about her new belt. Mirai Hogan? Is that what we're doing with Mirai? Mirai is the tag team champion in Marigold. They're not dropping that belt. Sorry, that's never happening. I don't know why so many people thought that was going to happen. They brought up Tommy and Koki Amore together to potentially take on Mirai and Mai Sakurai. They're never winning that belt. They were never winning those tag belts ever. I don't think. The placeholder is just a filler. They have big plans for Utami, and now do you know what's happening with Koki Amore? So that was never going to happen. So yeah, I don't know why so many people thought that was going to happen. I never thought Mirai was going to lose that tag belt. Either one of them, Mirai or, I guess there was some tension between Mai Sakurai and Mirai. They're having a little bit of a dust up in the ring. There's a little bit of friction there, but not enough to have them drop the belts. That was never going to happen. They won't bring in Soul yet. I think they would wait for her next year. Chica coming for blood. Chica Goto, I thought may have a storyline there, maybe, but I don't think it's going to be that compelling. Let's be honest here, okay? Chica Goto, one of the weaker performers in the ring. She's not the best in the ring. She's a good worker, and she's a fine worker. She's fine, not great. Her positioning in Marigold is all going to be low to mid tier. Building a storyline around her being upset with Koki Amore is fine, but I never thought they're going to have her be upset that Utami and Koki won the tag belts. That was never going to happen. I think Utami has her own storyline. I think Chica Goto will come back ultimately and be with Koki Amore. I don't think they have this big story. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to have this big storyline where Koki has to fight off with Chica Goto because Chica's upset. You took a new partner. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. But I'm happy for Koki Amore, right? She has a belt. She has big plans for herself, big plans, right? If you don't know, Koki wants to come to America one day and wrestle in WWE. That's her goal, okay? That's her goal. So, stuff like this are good stepping stones. Have the championship belt, carry yourself like a champion, look the part, improve in the ring, and then Triple H will come calling. William Regal will come calling ultimately, as long as she keeps improving. She's a good worker now. She's getting better every time I see her. She's getting better. Have a good reign here. Put in the work. Triple H will call. She looks great. Great look. I'm not going to apologize for saying the obvious, okay? She looked like a star. And when you look like a star, that's half the damn battle, okay? It's half the battle. Look like that, you can go places, okay? She looks like a star. So improve your presentation, keep winning belts, keep improving. You'll be in the mix ultimately, because that's her goal. I only say that because that's her goal. She said that she wants to go to America and be a big star. Well, okay. That's how I'm gonna look at you going forward. When I analyze your career, that's your goal. So I'll be looking at that when I judge your progression and stuff like that. Or like Kid, what about her? Julia and Stephanie are winning their match tomorrow night. They will, that's for sure. That I can see Jakara and Lash, since Soul is about to lose. I think she's going to lose to Cora Jade. I thought Sol Ruka might be in this match, this Battle Royal here for the new belt. For this belt, I thought it was possible she may show up here, but she is in America. She has a match on Tuesday against Cora Jade. That's not happening. But yeah, this is very much an interesting situation because Noah, again, does not have a women's division. So how would this belt be defended? Who will she defend against? Will it be a bunch of freelancers? Will it be a bunch of Marvelous people? Will it be some Marigold people? I don't know. But Noah does not have a women's division. Similar to when New Japan created the IWGP belt, they did not have official women's division. Now they do because they have Stardom in the fold. So now Stardom is their women's division. Therefore, again, going back to what I said originally, coming full circle, the IWGP belt does not need to exist anymore. So Mayu needs to face Tam Nakano, lose, unify those belts, and toss the IWGP belt aside. Put the focus on the red belt going forward. So what they should do. That makes sense? I try to talk on the stream about Joshi in a way that someone who doesn't follow it at all may be able to follow it. Because right now I'm saying a bunch of names. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. I'm trying to at least explain it in a way that folks can understand it if they don't watch it and they don't pay attention to what's going on over in Japan. I try. Once Roxy gets called up, I can see Triple H giving her a long reign with the U.S. Women's title. I can see that, yeah. If they're going to call up a bunch of NXT talent, I want to have 2 belts, not 1. I want to have a U.S. title for the women and the IC title for the women. But yeah, it's tough to see how. I want to see how this goes first, I guess. Probably the plan. We'll see how the U.S. title goes. It's a test run. We'll have them competing for it on both brands. And if it goes well, if we call up more women, then we can have another belt. For now, I think they're going to go with just 1. And then the champion will travel back and forth, similar to how the tag team champions are traveling back and forth. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, good stuff all around. Joshi wrestling is fun. Joshi is fun when you get into it. It's fun to get into it at first, but it's hard at the first. It's hard to, because a lot of names popping up. But once you start getting familiar with the names, that's the easiest part. Once you remember who's who and where they're wrestling, it comes really quick. Like, so just about memorizing names, memorizing where people are wrestling, because you see in Japan, there's a lot of like crossover, a lot of wrestlers wrestling over here, over there. There's a lot of crossover between the promotions. So it's hard to keep track of where people are actually wrestling. For example, Saori Ano, she wrestled for Stardom, but she's wrestling for she's wrestling all over the place. So Sinjo, she's wrestling in Marvelous. She's wrestling all over the place. So it's hard to keep track of where sometimes these wrestlers are actually like wrestling. And there's a lot of freelancers as well, so it can get kind of tricky. I'm happy that the mid-card titles are finally going to be introduced. Yes, I'm happy as well. Because now it gives the NXT women a direction. Yes, that's the thing, right? That's a big thing. My biggest concern with NXT call-ups is that there's no mid-card title, so there's nothing to chase. You end up like Lyra Valkyria. Lyra is sitting in the mid-card doing nothing. If they had a mid-card belt on Raw, she'd be chasing that. Because right now, Triple H has Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley set in stone. So nobody's going to challenge for that. Okay, if they can't challenge for that top belt, can there be a mid-card belt that Lyra can go after? That'd be great, you know? So that's why I want it for the women, something else to chase. Because for whatever reason, struggling with mid-card storylines. Well, not struggling. They don't want to tell it. You don't need a mid-card belt to tell a story. You can tell a story between 2 people. Like, there's infinite amount of reasons why people can feud. Because they're struggling with that, I figure introducing a mid-card belt will force them to actually have to tell a story. That's why I want one. But again, I always say it, you don't need a mid-card belt. You don't need one. Look at what's happening on the men's side. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, no belt, right? What's happening with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, no belt. The Miz with Wyatt Six, no belt. What else happened mid-card? Melo and Andrade for a while, no belt. I know the U.S. title got mixed up now, but before it was just a series of matches, right? You don't need a mid-card belt to tell a story. But I think it would force them to tell a story. Therefore, that's why I want one for the women. That's all. So yes, I want one for both Raw and SmackDown. Probably not going to happen. So we'll see how this goes. Will Jordan Grace join the main roster? I think so. I think Sol, Ruka, and Jordan Grace will both go to the main roster. Especially Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace for sure. I think she will. We'll see how that goes though. My Mayu versus Io at Summer Destiny agenda seems likely. Yes. So if you don't know, Mayu and Io, they've been wanting to wrestle each other for a while. There've been a lot of dream matches between those two in terms of like the fan reaction, fan talking about dream matches for those two wrestling each other. Io said after Summer Destiny that she already had in mind the person she wants to wrestle next year. So if you don't know, Io had a match against Utami at Summer Destiny 2024. Yes, 2024, this year. And she said, hey, I know who I want to wrestle next year. I already know. I speculated that that's Mayu. If that's Mayu, that would mean she had to leave Stardom and either become a freelancer or sign with Marigold to make that match happen. It's probably the biggest match you can make for Io at this point in Japan would be Mayu. Not probably, that's the biggest match. It's very possible that could happen. That would send shockwaves in Japan, that match. It'd be huge for Marigold if they can make that happen. And I think it can if Mayu leaves Stardom in, I think March is the end of the year in Japan. So you think contract ending, you think end of the year, like December. I think in Japan it's March. So come March, if she leaves Stardom, that could happen. Okay. So that's what folks are looking out for. They're thinking Mayu drops the belt to Azumi, but that's not happening. To Tam Nakano now. Drop that IWGP belt. She then moves on to become a freelancer, sign with Margot, whatever. Rossi has been talking with Mayu for a little bit. He has sit downs, he has discussions. He says that they're not talking any business, right? Just two friends talking. I'm not sure I buy that, okay, Rossi, okay? Not saying you're a liar, but you can't convince me that you're not trying to recruit her at least, right? He's trying. I think it's very possible. He even came out and said, hey, I'm done with the, she retired from, what was it? She said she retired from the 5-star GP. So no more 5-star GP matches for me. So people are saying, oh, she's gone. Come her contract ends, she's out of here. I'm not completely convinced. It's still 50-50, I say. 50-50 she leaves. Stardom is home for her. It is comfortable. It is reliable. It's like it's safe. So I would not be surprised if she stays. I would love to see her go. Could be interesting, be compelling. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I say it's 50-50. I think Mayu will probably stay, I had to guess. But yeah, if she dropped the belt, I can see her leaving for sure. And then you have Mayu against Io at Summer Destiny. That's probably the biggest match you can make in Japan. Would you guys agree? That's the biggest match you can make. You have the big star, who people say the greatest of all time from Japan, Io, who became a WWE superstar. She goes to America, comes back as former champion from WWE, right? She returns to Japan to take on the ace of Stardom and someone who people think is the GOAT. Some people think she's the greatest of all time, Mayu Iwatani. You have those two figures that people think are the GOATs, right? Which is crazy when you think about it. Some people think Io is the greatest of all time. Some people think Mayu is the greatest of all time. Have those two juggernauts face each other, that'd be crazy. And it can only happen for Marigold, because Io will only wrestle, I'm telling you right now, she will only wrestle for Marigold. She may do a match for Cherie. Maybe if Cherie said, hey, I'm doing my own little show here. Io, will you come? She may do that. She likes Cherie. They're friends. She can do that. But beyond that, it's Marigold. Cherie's show, Marigold, that's it. She's not doing Stardom. She's not doing anything for Noah. She's not doing anything for Shinjo or Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, nothing like that. If she wrestles in Japan, it's going to be Marigold. Or for Cherie, that's it. So, yes, I think that is the money match for Summer Destiny. If he can pull it off. I think he's like saving a number as well, isn't he? Like, I think Rossi said, so in Marigold, they have the jersey numbers. I say jerseys, but they have numbers they assigned to talent. I think he's saving number, was it 10 or 18? Something like that. I forgot which number it was. He's saving a number. People are speculating he's saving that number for Mayu. So, well, could it happen? Very likely it could. I think it could. 50-50. 50-50 that Mayu will wrestle Io next year at Summer Destiny. I think it's possible. But I wouldn't bet any money on it. That's for damn sure. if that match happened, if they allow Julia and Stephanie to work a Summer Destiny show, that'd be must watch. I think Julia would definitely work Summer Destiny for sure. I think Io and Julia will both work it. Maybe Kairi Sane would too as well. I'm more interested in not Summer Destiny. I'm more interested in the Las Vegas show. So you guys know that every time WWE have a WrestleMania, a lot of promotions from all over the world, especially in Japan, they head over to the same city to then like piggyback off of WrestleMania. So Stardom, Marigold, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, they're all coming to Las Vegas to have a show before WrestleMania. I'm very interested in the Marigold show. I'm interested to know what's going to happen there. Come know Rossi's going to ask for somebody. So whoever's not wrestling at WrestleMania, like whether it be Natty, whether it be like a Roxanne. Well, Roxanne will have a show. She has a stand and deliver match, I'm sure. But like a Natty, like a who got to see wrestling from Marigold besides Natty? Harper Niven, she likes Rossi. Chelsea Green, whatever. I could see a lot of WWE talent showing up to the Marigold show in wrestling. I'd be interested to know how that show goes. What's the plan for the Marigold show? Will Marigold get any special privileges or special treatment because of their relationship? Will WWE lend a hand or give them a talent to hype up the show? Something like that. I'm very interested in the Las Vegas show for Marigold. But yeah, Summer Destiny is the top show. That's the big show, I think. I think that's their like WrestleMania going forward, I think. Summer Destiny is their top show, I think. So that's where the Io Mayu match would happen. Summer Destiny. But I'm very interested in the Las Vegas show for Marigold. What's the date for that show? Like a day before WrestleMania. I don't know. Marigold. Las Vegas. I think they announced it, but I'm not sure if we know. Let's see. Rossi says Margot will go to Las Vegas. Yada yada. Okay. Let's see. I think Julia going over there will help spread the name of Marigold. Next April we will be in Las Vegas. There's no date yet, I don't think. Could be wrong. We will create our own opportunity to spread the name of Margot. Yada yada yada. Okay. I think we need to make preparations now for that. So they're going to Las Vegas. We just don't know when. Yeah, I don't see it yet. If it's announced, I don't know it. Let's see. This was a while ago though. This report was a while ago. So let me see. It was back in August. Let's look this month. This month. Let's see if anything happened this month. Yeah, I don't know. It'll definitely be like a day before, day or 4 or 2 days before, something like that. I think Stardom will go. I think Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, they're going the day before. So I think their show is Friday. So it'll probably be the same. Probably Friday. Would Triple H give Io and Julia the permission? Yes. Yes, for sure he would. For sure he would. For Summer Destiny, yeah, he would. He has a good relationship with Rossi, a good one. I don't think they would need to sacrifice anything to let them go over there, unless they have like a big show in the summer. That I don't think so. I think Rossi will contact Triple H, and I think they'll let them go. I think so. There's no harm, no foul. He's letting talent go. He's letting, people like Finn Balor and JD McDonough go to their old stomping grounds. I don't see why he wouldn't. Like once a year seems like reasonable. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, maybe that's a little bit too much. But once a year I think he'll let that happen. He's letting folks like what's his face? Why am I blanking on his name? Jesus. He wrestled for Noah recently. Not recently, but this year, I think, or last year. Wow. It's been that long that I forgot his name. I'm blanking on his name. Shinsuke, Jesus. Okay, wow. Shinsuke, come back to TV because I can't remember your name all of a sudden. Shinsuke has been wrestling in Japan certain times as well. So yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue. Yeah, it'd be cool to see what they do for the Las Vegas show. All right, folks, that's it for the stream. Any last questions? I covered everything. I've been a little bit over an hour and a half. That's fine. Any questions? The people I can see on the Margot show who can work for WWE: Blair, Piper, Alpha Fire, Zoe, yeah, Natty as well. I think, yeah, that's not about right. Whoever wins the Women's Iron Survivor is beating Roxanne for the title. Agreed. My prediction is Julia. Yes, I agree. If the winner of the Iron Survivor is taking the belt off Roxanne, it'll be Julia. Then you turn Stephanie heel. Delta is there as well. But yeah, I agree. I think Roxanne will lose to the winner of the Iron Survivor Challenge. I think Julia will beat in the Iron Survivor Challenge. And I think Julia will get her payback. And then you have the turn for Stephanie. So what she do. Triple threat is happening. I know some people said that Zarya will face Zarya and Stephanie will face Roxanne Perez. It's possible. Do you see Bianca and Jade retaining tonight? Of course. Let's talk about Raw for a second real quick. Raw. That's a match that's happening. Let's see. So we have tonight, we have one match tonight for the women. Again, it's a double taping. So what's going to happen is the women will have one match on the first show. They get like a bunch the next show. I don't know why he does that, but first show, one match. Second show will be multiple matches for the women. But yes, we have one match tonight for the women. This is the big show. Will it main event? That's the question. Will it main event? Bianca, Jada will retain. It's a foregone conclusion. Okay. Why did that link go to nothing? What is going on there? Wow, fix the website, dude. But yeah, that's weird. But anyway, yeah, this is the big match for the show tonight. Will the main event? Maybe. But yeah, Bianca and Jada will retain. Remember, Naomi is showing up tonight as well. Why? Will Naomi be in the War Games match? I don't know, but she'll be there tonight. So there'll be a bunch of story beats tonight. EO is the number one contender. Remember that. Will EO show up tonight in some capacity? Sure. Are they doing a EO, Kyrie, Bianca, Jade, Naomi War Games? Maybe. We'll see what happens, but they'll lose. By they, I mean Liv and Raquel will lose this match. Will Dom get involved? Probably. It'll be interesting to see what happens from a story standpoint. The outcome is predictable. The outcome is obvious. They're not taking the belt off Bianca and Jade. If Liv and Raquel win, they have to travel to SmackDown as well. They're not going to do that. Liv is champion on Raw. She's not traveling to SmackDown anytime soon to defend the belt. That's not happening. Bianca and Jade will win. Okay? Like it or not. You know my feelings at this point. My feelings are clear. I want Bianca as a singles competitor. That's not happening. Let's be honest here, folks. So let's just not like be weird about it. Bianca and Jada will retain. Okay? How it happens, what's the story beats, that's the interesting part. How Naomi play into it, that's what I care about. But the outcome is predictable. Naomi going after Dom, that'd be cool. That'd be interesting. Different dynamic. Never seen Naomi against Dom. Any type of face-off. That could be interesting. See what happens there. PFC interfering. If you want to do Bianca, maybe before the match, you have PFC interacting with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. Because if you remember, Naomi is very much a part of the Big Three. And PFC have been talking about how Jade Cargill tapped. If you remember, that match, Shayna Baszler had put Jade Cargill in a choke, and Jade tapped out, but that was not part of the plan. It was a bad look. So technically, Jade Cargill did tap. So technically, PFC should be tag team champions. So she'll bring that up. So you can bring up that tonight in a segment. hey, Jay Cargill, remember I made you tap? Yada, yada, yada. And then that can start up the War Games feud. So if you want PFC in the War Games match, you have them face off with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi tonight. Remind the audience that Jay Cargill tapped to Shayna Baszler. We don't want to remember that, but for the sake of the storyline, remember it, right? And then you have them come out and maybe try to mess with Bianca and Jade, but ultimately Bianca and Jade have to retain. So no matter what happens, they have to retain. It would be weird. Can you imagine they dropped the belt? I can't even imagine it. Because you have to have Bianca and Jade as champions for now. Because if they lose the belts, I just can't see it. I just can't see it. It's possible. I just can't see it. It's like 90. I'm like 95% sure, 96% sure Bianca and Jade retain tonight. There's no upside for them losing here. So yeah, PFC backstage segment maybe Naomi takes out Dom, but ultimately Bianca and Jade have to retain. Now after the match, you have a beatdown. So let's say Liv Morgan and Raquel lose. Then after the match, PFC comes out there, and all five of them, PFC, Liv, and Raquel, they jump Bianca and Jade and Naomi, leave them laying. That could work. That could work. Liv is getting on your nerves. That's funny. Yeah, I think Bianca and Jade could get jumped tonight by PFC after the match. But during the match, nah. I don't think so. Yeah, they're not losing. So that's a big match. Bianca and Jade, Liv, Raquel. Then you got Gunther segment. Got another thing's working. Okay. You got Gunther tonight. You got Gunther, you got Bronson Reed. Yeah. So that should be good. We'll see how it goes. Double taping can all be a little bit weird though with the booking. Always a little weird. They got to make it work for the both shows. Spread out the talent, spread out the matches. A lot of storylines are going to be pushed to next week for the sake of the double taping. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, Dakota Kai injury news, nothing. She teased her return in September, and she's not back yet. That's weird. Lyra on the show, we'll see. We'll see. All right, folks, that is it for the stream. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, give me your thoughts on everything we talked about here with Bloodline, Tiffany, the WWE ID program, all that stuff. Hopefully tonight is good. Hopefully tonight gives us more to talk about tomorrow. And hopefully the women aren't screwed tonight, but I think they probably will be because there'll be one match. And we'll see what happens with Gunther, if that's like what's happening to Gunther, Bronson Reed, all that stuff. I think Raw, without that tag team match, I think Raw seems kind of light, right? Kind of light. Yeah, EO's not winning. Oh yeah, I forgot. Double taping. So EO might have a match tonight. Look out for spoilers because I think EO might face Liv Morgan on the double taping, which will be spoilers for the show. So, look out tonight for those spoilers. I don't even try to bother like avoiding it. I don't like trying to hide from Twitter. So I'm just going to spoil myself. That's fine. So I know what happens with that EO match. EO will lose anyway. So it's not no surprise. So not like I'm like, oh, it's a shocker. EO loses. She'll lose. So I won't spoil myself. Oh, I will spoil myself. I'll spoil myself. So good luck trying to hide from spoilers. Did Drew move to SmackDown? I think she should for sure, but probably won't happen. But I think he should. I think he's done enough with CM Punk and with Seth and the crew. He should go to SmackDown, but we'll see if he gets traded. But I don't think so. I would trade when AJ was healthy. I would have traded AJ and Drew, but that ain't happening. All right, folks. See you on Twitter. Talk to you later. Hopefully Raw is good. Peace out.